Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today, January 22nd, World Prosthodontist Day. I wish all my dear friends a very happy World Prosthodontist Day. Proud to be a prosthodontist. So, let's move on to today's lecture. So, in this video, I would like to share anatomic landmarks of mandible. So, what about the previous lecture? So in the previous lecture, we have seen the anatomic landmarks of maxilla. If you have not watched that video, please watch that video. So today, the topic of discussion is anatomic landmarks of mandible. So coming to the supporting structures of the mandible. Okay, which are the supporting structures of mandible? The supporting structures are buccal shelf area and the residual alveolar ridge. So which are the supporting structures of mandible? This one is the buccal shelf area. So here it is the buccal shelf area and the residual alveolar ridge. This one is the green color. Okay. This is the residual alveolar ridge. Here it is the residual alveolar ridge. These are the supporting structures of the mandible. Okay. Then coming to the limiting structures of the mandible. Which are the limiting structures? Labial frenum. Here it is the labial frenum. Okay. Labial vestibule. This one is the labial vestibule. Then buccal frenum. This one is the buccal frenum. Then the buccal vestibule. Here it is the buccal vestibule. And the retromolar pad. This is the retromolar pad. And the alveolo-lingual sulcus. This one is the alveolo-lingual sulcus. Okay. So these are the various limiting structures of mandible. So which are they? Labial frenum, labial vestibule in bilaterally. Okay. Then the buccal frenum, then the buccal vestibule. Okay. Then the retromolar pad, then alveolo-lingual sulcus. These are the various limiting structures of the mandible. So coming to the stress bearing areas, primary stress bearing area is buccal shelf area. Here it is the buccal shelf area. Okay, this one is the buccal shelf area. And the secondary is the labial and lingual slopes of residual ridge. So this is the residual ridge and labial and lingual slopes of residual ridge are the stress bearing area, that is secondary stress bearing areas. Okay. So this one is the picture showing supporting and limiting structures of the mandible. So this is the stress bearing areas in mandible. Here it's the primary stress bearing area, that is buccal shelf area, and the secondary stress bearing area, that is labial and lingual slopes of mandible. Okay, lingual slopes of residual ridge of the mandible. So this is the primary stress bearing area, that is the buccal shelf area. This red marking, it indicates the buccal shelf area. Okay. This is the secondary stress bearing area, that is labial and lingual slopes of the residual alveolar ridge. This is in the model and here it is the intra-ordered picture. Okay. So here it is the buccal shelf area, this red color marking in the model, and this is the intra-oral picture. So here it is the buccal shelf area. Okay, this is the buccal shelf area. In the picture A, it is intraoral, and the picture B, it is in a model. Okay. So here it is the residual alveolar bridge, Which is the residual alveolar ridge? This one, this red color. Okay, so this red color. And here it is the labial frenum, labial vestibule, then buccal frenum, then buccal vestibule, then alveolar ridge, then this one is the lingual frenum. Okay, then the lingual sulcus in intraoral and inner model. Okay, so here labial frenum, labial vestibule, buccal frenum, buccal vestibule, then lingual frenum and lingual sulcus. So this is the retromolar pad in your model and it is in intraoral. Okay. So this one is the alveolo-lingual sulcus. Actually, it is a space between the tongue and the residual ridge. It extends posteriorly from the lingual frenum to retromylohyoid curtain. Okay, and it accommodates the lingual flange, which is divided into three regions. These are the three regions of alveolo-lingual sulcus, which are the anterior, middle, and distolingual or posterior region. Okay, so this is the anterior region, this blue color. Okay, it is also called the sublingual crescent area or sublingual fold. Okay, it extends from the lingual frenum to premylohyoid eminence, which is present in the impression. This one is the middle region, or it is given as the green color. Okay, and what is this middle region? It extends from the premylohyoid fossa to the distal end of mylohyoid ridge, curving medially from body of the mandible. This is due to the prominence of mylohyoid bridge and the action of the muscle. Okay, this is the middle region. And this one is the distolingual region, which is given in this dark color. Okay, and here the flange passes into the retromylohyoid fossa and turns laterally towards the ramus, and it is no longer influenced by mylohyoid muscle. Okay, this is the distolingual region. So these are the three regions of alveolo-lingual sulcus, which are the anterior, middle, and distolingual region. So next one is the retromylohyoid space. What is this retromylohyoid space? It is actually an anatomic area in the alveolo-lingual sulcus. Okay, this one is the retromylohyoid space. This is the anatomic area in the alveolo-lingual sulcus, just lingual to the retromolar pad, bounded anteriorly by mylohyoid ridge, posteriorly by retromylohyoid curtain, inferiorly by floor of alveolo-lingual sulcus, and also lingually by the anterior tonsillar pillar when the tongue is in a relaxed position. So, what is this retromolar space? Actually, this space is an anatomic area in the alveolo-lingual sulcus, lingual to the retromolar pad, bounded anteriorly by mylohyoid ridge, posteriorly by retromylohyoid curtain, inferiorly by floor of the alveolo-lingual sulcus, and lingually by the anterior tonsillar pillar when the tongue is in relaxed position. Okay. So coming to the relief areas in the mandible. These are the relief areas in the mandible. So first one is the mylohyoid ridge. Here is the mylohyoid ridge, which is shown in the red color. Okay, red color marking. This one is the crest of residual alveolar ridge. So this one is the crest of residual alveolar ridge. Then tora mandibularis, it is not presented here. Then the genial tubercles here. Here it is the genial tubercles. And then the mental foramen. Here it is the mental foramen. Okay. So this is the line diagram and this is the model. So these are the relief areas in the mandible, which are the mylohyoid ridge, crest of the residual alveolar ridge, tora mandibularis, then genial tubercles and mental foramen. This picture shows the comparison of intraoral anatomic landmarks of mandible with that of the mandibular denture. Okay, so here the number 1, which is actually labial frenum in the intraorally, but in the denture it is known as labial notch. Okay, so here it is the labial vestibule, then the buccal frenum, then buccal vestibule. Correspondingly, in the denture it is known as labial flange, buccal notch and buccal flange. Okay. So this one is the 5th one is the residual alveolar ridge intraorally, and in the denture it is known as alveolar groove. Then here it is known as the buccal shelf. Okay, and in the denture it is known as buccal flange, which covers the buccal shelf. So this one is the retromolar pad in both intraorally as well as the denture. And then here number 8, it is known as pterygomandibular raphe intraorally, and in the denture it is known as pterygomandibular notch. So here it is 9. 9 is known as retromylohyoid fossa intraorally, and in the denture it is known as lingual flange with extension into retromylohyoid fossa. Then 10, it is lingual flange, and in denture it is in the intraoral anatomic landmark it is known as alveolo-lingual sulcus, and in the denture it is known as lingual flange. Then sublingual caruncles is there. Okay. Then this number 12 is the lingual frenum. In the denture it is known as lingual notch. Here it is the lingual notch. Okay. And 13 one, that is the region of premylohyoid eminence. Okay. Region of premylohyoid eminence. In the denture it is known as area of premylohyoid eminence. So that is about the comparison of the intraoral anatomic landmarks with the denture. Okay. So in this picture it shows the alginate impressions which can easily extend into the retromylohyoid fossa for preliminary and final impressions. Okay. And in this picture the denture border outline which reveals the very overextended preliminary denture impression. And in this picture it shows use of a mirror in the posterior mylohyoid area and asking the patient to protrude the tongue will diagnose the ability to gain extension into the posterior mylohyoid area, and the tongue should be protruded only by the lips. Okay, in this picture it shows the patient has slight elevation of the mouth mirror. Okay. So now, dear friends, try to answer the questions below. That is, first one is the primary stress bearing areas, secondary stress bearing areas, then supporting structures and the relief areas in mandible. Okay. And finally, try to label the parts shown in this picture. And please give me the answers in the comment section given below. And thanks for watching. And once again, I wish all my dear junior prosthodontists World Prosthodontist Day. Proud to be a prosthodontist. Thank you.